Hello, everybody! Anime Reflux! Sounds not as weird as I was expecting it to be, considering the summary that we got for it, but we're doing Gunslinger
Yeah,
Stratos.
Gunslinger Stratos. It's based off of a series of arcade games in Japan, and yeah, it was okay.
Yes,
I thought it was
okay.
pretty decent. I mean, we could have gotten a lot worse.
We've seen far worse, and in the same type of genre, we've seen far worse as well, so...
So to just kind of restate the summary again, just real quick. The year is 2115, and we take the perspective of, I can't remember his name, Toru,
Yep,
I think.
Toru.
Yep. And he lives in what is called the frickin', this has a long name, 17th Far East Imperial City Management District.
And he's in the 3rd Street Militia or something.
Yeah.
Callback!
Or something.
Shut up, Casey.
But he's so the premise of this series is that Japan's basically split into two parallel worlds. One being the 17th Far East Imperial City Management District, and the other being Frontier S, where the district is like a totalitarian universe where there's really no freedom and everything's under constant surveillance. Then Frontier S is an outlaw universe where everybody's free.
Yeah, so here's the fun thing. Pretty much like 90% of that summary, it doesn't actually play into anything for the first like 20 minutes of this episode.
Yep, because it's setting up our main characters,
Yep.
who are going to probably be important, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah. So
the show starts with a quote from St. Augustine for reasons I'm not entirely clear on. I'm going to say I nerded out a little bit and actually did some research, St. Augustine being a religious scholar from, I think, the 3rd and 4th century.
Yeah.
And basically it was from a treatise he did on time. Basically saying time, but I don't know, don't ask me.
If you ask me...
Like saying time is a thing you understand as long as no one asks you to explain it, kind of thing.
Yes.
And thus it is the domain of God, or something along those lines.
Because in this particular series, they jump back 100 years to do battle and try to commit genocide against the other parallel world.
Yeah. To be perfectly honest, anytime a 3rd, 4th century scholar says, what, this subject? I have no idea. I'm not going to take them seriously because, hey, duh, it was the cusp of the Dark Ages. That was pretty much the case for every subject for everyone.
Now we know what space-time is, pretty much, so...
Yeah, time, I don't know, man, doesn't really apply anymore.
If no one asks me what time is, I know what it is, but I can't explain it, so...
Now we just point at Stephen Hawking and get him to do it for us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What is time? A subjective construct. Okay.
Yeah, I tried to watch this once, I think it was on Saturday, and I saw that quote, nerded out, and then thought, that's a dumb quote to use, and I just stopped watching the episode. So
we start with a dream, sort of, I guess. Our main character, man, is sitting at a shrine, and he's just feeding birds. And then there's a little girl who's over, and she's drawing weird, like, stuff in the ground. And I don't know, man. There's all these crows.
Yep, there's a lot of crows and ravens or whatever they are. Well, same word in Japanese. So.
Yeah.
And she turns around, runs in his general direction, mouthing what is very clearly Oni-san.
Yeah.
And then she runs past him or through him. I didn't quite get which one it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and in the sequence, he's wearing white, weird outfit thing. Yeah. Which I think is probably going to be, oh, hey, this is a dream of his parallel self, or a memory of his parallel self, or something, is what they seem to be implying. Because, well, there are parallel universes, so that means every character has a parallel version of themselves. So it's basically Persona. You have to face yourself and kill them.
Or someone else can kill them, I guess.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be you.
Yeah, I didn't draw that particular comparison at all while I was watching it, but okay.
That's
Ooh, maybe it's
according
like
to
the,
the
maybe it's like the one where if you kill yourself in that other universe, the you of that first universe gets strong. All the other yous get stronger until there's only one left, and then you're the most godlike.
Yeah, the one of you that's the number version of you that's 618, right?
Yes, I was about to allude to that. That's how I got all my powers.
Yeah, obviously the one in the neighboring universe is 619, and he's way cooler than you.
Nah, I mean I haven't discovered Universe 619 yet, so for the time being.
Well, he would be way cooler than you, but he just keeps saying "booyaka" every 5 seconds. It's really annoying. It gets really annoying really fast.
No one got that reference but you and me and maybe Zero.
Yeah, I know, but I keep making it, so eventually someone will have to look it up and understand it.
No. Don't force that upon people.
I'm not forcing shit. You don't want to get the joke, that's your business.
So he wakes up and he's basically monologuing about the nail that sticks out gets hammered down, and
Just
we're all
summarize. He doesn't want to be important. That's it.
yeah, and we're all sheep, but if I'm gonna be a sheep, I want to at least be a fluffy sheep.
That was a really cool one.
Yeah.
That's if you're not allowed to have ambition, take what you can get, I guess.
Does that mean, like, even though he doesn't want to be special, he still wants to be kind of special? What does that mean? I don't.
It means even if he hopes he's one of the fluffy sheep. It's still kind of okay, but not fluffy. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean
Okay.
at all.
I'm going to try and take the stupid statement seriously and actually play into it. Okay, he's going to have to be a sheep, but he wants to be a fluffy one. So he wants to be, if he has to be just only adequate, then he still wants to be kind of adequate that he can be satisfied with.
And nice and pleasant to be around because he's fluffy.
Yeah. Fluffy things are good.
There we go. And so he's walking around and he's going to school or whatever, academy, something. There's always a school thing. And then you meet the childhood friend girl. It's got pink hair, so she stands out.
Yeah. In fact, he has blue hair, she has pink hair, and then they immediately come across a crowd of people that all have brown hair. It was...
Can you tell which characters are the main characters?
Who wants to come up with 80 different hair colors for background characters? Come on.
Well, yeah.
I do think it's really great when all your background characters look super unique, so you can't tell which one's supposed to be a serious character that will appear later on.
Yeah. So this crowd of onlookers around crime scene, seemingly.
Yeah.
There is a chalk outline on the ground, and it looks suggestive. Like, I don't know if you were seeing what I was seeing in that chalk outline, but he looked like he died particularly happy, is all I'm saying.
Well, at least it's a happy death.
Yeah, so Yeah, someone presumably died. There's this thing going around where people just basically turn to dust, and they call it being spirited away.
I'm looking at the outline now. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a hand, but I don't know. Maybe one of the people who drove the chalk had a little bit of fun. I don't know.
yeah, so spirited away, people disappear, turn to dust. They really like the film, so they decide to tie it in, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
Wasn't that also a thing in Spirited Away? Was people just kind of disappearing and such?
Pretty sure Spirited Away, the movie, didn't invent the term Spirited Away.
Well, no, duh.
So, I don't think there's a tie-in here.
You don't know.
I'm going to sandbag your reference as hard as I can.
So, yeah, then Big Brother of Love Interest shows up, and he's like, that asshole is holding her hand, except she's holding his, and he has actually nothing to do with it.
And he has red hair, and he's got a hot temper.
And a pump.
He does.
Yeah. He's like
a sweet pump.
He's like all of the secondary rival characters combined.
Yeah, he even has glasses that are kind of the kind of glasses where it's trying to make them look cool, but really not.
Dude, just say douche glasses.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he has a small girl that's teamed up with him. I don't know what her story is at all.
Because they didn't explain it in the slightest, no.
Yeah.
Presumably she is hanger-on to him the way that love interest is hanger-on to our main character.
But she wears a, I don't know, she calls him Lord, like the red-haired guy, and she calls his sister Lady. I don't know if she works for their family or something.
It might be an affectation for just formal speech. That
and she's wearing a different uniform too, so I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. So they go to school, and what's his name? Toru is a D-class person, and they apparently score people based on genetics and predispositions to certain positions, but really it's just who your parents were kind of thing. Were they important people? Okay, we're going to give you an A grade. Were they not important, but actually super geniuses or something? Doesn't matter. We're going to give you a D grade because they weren't important.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing. So he's a D, which means he is expected to be kind of shitty, and if he's not kind of shitty, then he will stand out in a bad way, quote unquote. So that's a bad thing because Japan.
Yeah, and nobody really wants the D in this universe.
Ugh. Okay. So
I wish I had a squirt bottle.
It's a bad zero. Bad.
No. Okay, stop. So they go to class or whatever, and they explain some world building stuff through class, because that's where you explain all your world building in a school setting, where they talk about the genetic ranks and the how the government, how big corporations now pretty much own all of Japan. So a little bit of Kill la Kill there for you.
Okay, I didn't actually know that part about Kill la Kill, but sure.
The whole mega corporations owning parts of the world. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't actually bring that up much, but sure. So then we move on to PE.
Yeah. Basically. We move forward. Yeah.
Yeah. We're in PE, which is basically war games, is what it is. It's Battle Royale, only with, paintball guns.
You get a paint gun and you get a lightsaber. I feel like those things aren't equal.
Yeah, a little bit.
Since one's like basically a paintball gun.
I mean, like, you couldn't just give them wooden swords.
I mean, those are basically like they're not lightsabers. They're like just like light-based clubs.
Kind of, yeah. I
But you
get
can't
the
just give them a
impression
wooden
they're intended
sword.
to just be able to hit each other, and anything else will just be like a tag. It'll just say, "Okay, you got hit. You suck, loser."
Mm.
In fact, with the future technology, they probably can actually just get them to say that. That'd be a pretty cool feature.
So they go and they do the PE thing, and Toru goes up against red-haired rival, blue-haired
Blue-haired guy
versus
manages
red-haired
to
rival.
accidentally survive to the last two, completely unintentionally, and ends up fighting the brother, and
Holds back so that he loses on purpose because he doesn't want to stand out.
The girls who are separated in this class for reasons that probably make some amount of sense, I guess. I don't know. Like, you get the impression that this is meant to be, like, you might actually have to fight someday, and you're probably not going to be separated along gender lines, so it seems a little weird. But, so, on the girl side of this class, love interest is fighting brother's love interest, and they're fighting for no particularly good reason.
Yeah.
The pink one is basically trying to get in the blue-haired guy, our protagonist's pants, and other girl is trying to get into the red-haired guy's pants, and they're not in conflict in the slightest for actually getting what they want.
There's literally a line where it's like, I don't have a problem with you. Do you understand how much Lord Kyoma worries about you? And it's just like, okay, so he worries about his sister, so you're going to inflict possibly fatal harm upon his sister.
Yeah, it's... I can't tell whether the writers didn't think it through or they wrote the character as a character that doesn't think anything through. But in fairness, this is the first episode, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
So PE finishes, and Brother Dude is annoyed that protagonist held back.
There is one thing where they're like, you see the teachers or whatever, and one person's like, should we stop this? And the blonde-haired teacher's like, nah, it's nice to be young. And then she brings up a picture of our main character, and all his parameters or whatever are apparently really high and way above what they should be. So apparently he's actually really super special despite being ranked D.
Yeah. So
because he's the protagonist.
Yeah. So P finishes. Next is they're going home, and protagonist and love interest run across the little girl that he was dreaming about before, and he's like, I had a dream about a younger sister character. She's like, a younger sister character? Yeah, one just like, what?
I don't have a younger sister, but I dream about one.
That says things about him as a person, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I was surprised they didn't call him out on that.
Yeah. So they chase after her into old Japan, basically. It's pretty much what it seems to be supposed to be.
Yeah, she writes help me on the ground or something.
Yeah, and then runs off. So they chase her into what seems to be a factory or something. And she does the running through him thing again, and the platform he's on collapses, and he falls through clouds into the sky, which makes a certain kind of sense, I suppose.
He falls into a hole that leads to 100 years ago, because it's just there, and nobody's watching it.
Could say he falls towards the sky, maybe.
Falling towards the sky, haha, I get it.
Really? That's surprising.
I do get it. I actually that's one of the few Rooster Teeth songs I have
Oh,
that's
okay.
not Ruby.
Fair enough. It's a good song.
Yeah.
I really wasn't expecting you to get that reference. Okay.
Well, I did. Now you're happy.
A little bit, yeah. So we get a bit of a flashback to just before what's his name falls through the sky.
There's some violence going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Person is fighting other. No. Person is just kind of there and walking down the street, and then other person is about to snipe him.
Yeah. And then he fires and it gets blocked by a green barrier of some kind. That then envelops the entire city or area around the city, and all the people walking around disappear, and they're in like some sort of separate
dimension
space
or something. Yeah.
Some sort of separate space. That's typical for like anime where you want to destroy the city but not actually deal with consequences. So
Yeah. So that happens, and then we get a fight between these two, and then someone else comes in, and then someone else comes in, and we don't know who any of these people are, and don't particularly care. And then our protagonist falls through the sky, and everyone just kind of stops to watch.
yeah, these characters might be important later. I guess maybe I don't
One
know.
of them
Probably
will
not.
be.
They'll be bosses.
Yeah. So he falls and catches himself on like 6 things, even though he fell from like 300 feet in the sky.
Don't question it.
Yeah, don't question it. Shut up, anime physics. I know.
Yeah, it makes no sense really.
Yeah. So he manages to land in a building or something. Wanders his way through it and finds a dude that's been shot.
That was the dude that we was trying to snipe at the start, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's the character that won't be important from here on.
Clearly.
Yeah. So love interest shows up, apparently having fallen as well, I guess. In a scene that we didn't see but probably should have seen, because I'm very curious how she managed to fall through the portal.
She just kind of shows up. She fell on the balloon that he fell on after he got off it, and he catches her. They go and they find the body of the guy who's dead, super dead.
Hey, kids, want to see a dead body?
Yeah. He's like, we should probably have some weapons. And she's like, why? And he's like, because
someone clearly just got shot to death, you know?
Yeah.
He's still warm.
In fact, I watched him slide down the wall. That's how recent it was.
Leaving blood. And also, he's kind of, I think he was wearing the same sort of clothes as them. So it's somebody they would kind of recognize as one of their own.
So, yeah. They still have their bags that have their training weapons in, but they take his real gun.
Yeah, because a real gun might actually help.
Yeah. And then fight scene happens with one of the people from before, and love interest decides to be bait, or is made to be bait, we're not entirely sure, and tries to shoot him with the fake gun, and he just kind of laughs it off and walks menacingly for no adequate reason. Something I don't remember.
She walks basically backwards off the edge because she's an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
And ends up getting like part of her clothes or her bag caught on like a girder that's sticking out or something, or like a rebar. And then, the white-clothed assailant runs forward, and he is like looking as if he's going to help her, and then our protagonist shows up. He's like, "This one's real this time," and he aims a gun at the white-haired guy, and he's like, "Oh, you are me, and I are you. We are both person same."
No one said that. But they are the same.
They're the same person.
Alright, if you're gonna make that reference, Zero, ware wa kage.
No!
Shinnaru ware.
Shut up!
Feel better now?
No.
That's right, you don't. All right. So, yeah, he's the protagonist's alter ego person, other person that's him, but it's not him, but it's him.
Reverse version.
He doesn't have a goatee. It's not his alternate universe version. That's not how that works.
So now it becomes pretty obvious that the little girl or whatever is probably the sister of his parallel universe side or something. Because he was wearing white in that flashback dream thing, and his enemy wears white, so it's the same.
I'm gonna be honest. Watching this, it seemed okay. Actually, having run it back and just gone through this whole thing, I'm actually not as hard on it as I was at the time. So,
it's an action series thing based off a video game. You're not supposed to think too deeply about it.
yeah.
But it's on TV. It's on
In which
TV.
case, they should probably not have started the episode with a quote from a 4th century philosopher. But, you know.
The quote meant nothing as well, so it's that's your warning to not think too deeply about it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's a fair point.
It was decent though. You know,
I guess.
It's more turn your brain off, I guess.
Kind of.
You're like, oh yeah, he's gonna fight his other self. Apparently, according to the Wikipedia page, the 4 childhood friends who all must confront their own flaws and differences when they battle their alternative selves in order to survive. So it is literally Face Myself.
Oh my god, it was Persona. I hate it that Zero was right. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah. So this came out in the first game came out in 2012. But yeah, the anime came out 2015.
We're never going to play this game, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're never going to play this game. But Persona came out first, so there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Persona.
So,
You just compare everything to Persona. I mean, they even have a blue-haired protagonist in a black uniform.
I'm not going to lie, that was the first place my brain went to.
Because
Yeah.
you're both brainwashed.
And he has a gun as like a pistol as his main weapon. You can just draw comparisons to anything, but the Persona 3 comparisons are strong.
Yeah,
But they're not.
it actually
They're not.
kind of is in this case. It's a blue-haired protagonist that is just kind of coasting through life and not really interested in doing anything particularly interesting. And then he gets caught up in this world where, you know, he has to fight for his life and faces inner demons and such. Yeah, this is totally Persona. This is actually...
Where did faces their demons come from?
That's literally what I just said in the summary, Zero Red.
Yeah, he has to confront his alternate self and his own flaws and everything.
Oh, whatever.
So yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Let's grab a new one.
It was passable.
I've had to close my browser because saving on bandwidth. So someone else is going to have to find the summary and such.
Hold on, let Patient get in on this.
I'm here. I'm ready. Roll Kenji.
All right. Here we go. All right, the magic number between 1 and 27. What
What do we get? What do we get? What do we get?
Shut up, I'm doing it.
What do we get?
Patience 0.
I have none.
3.
Ah,
C!
C.
75.
Okay. Hey, you know what's in here?
What?
Card Captor Sakura, but I don't know what else.
Candidate for goddess.
No.
All right.
I wonder why my brain went to Card Captor Sakura.
Wait a second.
I wonder why too.
Excuse me. I have candidate for goddess blocked out already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be. We've done it twice. So
Cool.
Okay.
We'll never see it again. 53.
I'm sorry, did you say 3?
50.
He said 53.
Okay.
That would have been funny, though.
Reroll, that's Cody. We've done that one already.
Oh, okay. Here we go. 26.
Okay. Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh please no. Oh, okay, it's not what I thought it was. Thank God, it's close, but it's not what I thought it was.
Okay, so we have Chibi Devi.
Little Devil, I assume.
Yes.
So this is going to be a weird cutesy show.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Or it's going to be really, 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 really bad in a really, really bad way.
Oh dear.
okay.
Awada Honaka is a 14-year-old girl who is very timid. She easily gets bullied by other classmates. Honaka is a non-believer in God, angels, and devils, though one day a devil baby was dropped into her room while she was sleeping. What will Honaka believe in now? 75 episodes of this. Oh.
Hold on. These might be very short. Let me see if they're full length.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
So it sounds kind of like, what was that anime? Was it Beelzebub?
Beelzebub, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like Beelzebub, but a shoujo comedy manga.
Yeah, so Beelzebub, but gender flipped. Literally, that's what it is.
All right. These are 5 minutes long.
Let's roll again.
Casey,
Just-
it's your call.
I mean, if we want to group veto it, we can absolutely do that. This is basically the full cast currently, so...
Well, it's 5 episodes. That's
Very
like
well.
5 minutes per episode. So
I'm good with doing it over because that's
I'd rather do a real show, to be honest.
yeah,
Alright,
let's stick to full length things.
All right.
Should I block that one out from the list then?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
All right.
Alright.
Chibi Devi is erased. So
Back
roll
from the
again.
start.
For
27, please, Kensri.
We're going to start all the way over again? All right.
Yep.
oh, okay.
Okay, here we go.
So, ooh, 27.
Okay, that's numbers.
Finally, it's the first time we've gotten that. All right.
Wow.
15.
15. All right.
Please not dot hack. Please not dot hack. Please not dot hack.
It's going to be dot hack. You know it is. All right. Here we go. At 15. 7.
It's not dot hack.
No, that'd be like first, so...
That's 1 through 3. Okay, number 7 is 11 eyes.
Okay, that
11
sounds
eyes.
intriguing as a title.
I think I've. Okay.
Oh,
Well,
dear.
let me take this one. Okay, so 11 eyes. When the sky turns red, the moon turns black, and monsters begin roaming the streets, Satsuki Kakeru is at a loss for what to do. Along with his best friend Yuka, they try to decipher why they have been sent to this strange world, which is seemingly empty aside from themselves. However, when the red night ends, Kakeru and Yuka believe it was all a dream, till it happens again, and they are left in a dangerous situation. They meet 4 others in the same predicament: Kusakabe Misuzu, an expert swordswoman; Tachibana Kukuri, a strange mute girl who looks uncannily like Kakeru's deceased sister; Hirohara Yukiko, a lively young girl whose personality reverts to that of a cold killer when her glasses are removed; and Tajima Takahisa, a young bug. As the 6 of them band together to survive and discover what the mysterious world is, things take a turn for the worse as 6 shadows appear before them. It's Persona.
Do I sense another group veto coming on?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I wasn't going to.
I mean,
I
all
think-
the Persona comparisons for the show that we just watched, this one blows it out of the water. Oh my!
The name was familiar to me. I'm not sure if I've seen it before, but or at least I've probably watched the first episode.
You know what? I'm not vetoing this.
Hey, you wanna know what's fun? The main character has blue hair,
Oh, for God's sake.
but he's special because he wears an eye patch.
Yeah, I'm not vetoing this. I want to see what the fuck you guys say next week. So,
Oh,
Everything's
have
just
no-
Persona.
I have no experience with the Persona series, so
so Patient's going in clean and can judge the show on its merits. You guys are going to be just
Making references the entire time. Yep.
you guys are going to be cynical and snide dicks the whole time, and only the impatient will be able to look at this subjectively.
Sure. Let's go with that.
right then. 11 eyes.
I think I watched this and I think it got really, really dumb. I think that's what happened.
Thankfully, we're only watching one episode, so
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So, thank you guys for listening to the Persona cast. We'll be back next week with more Persona.
I can't even complain. He's not wrong. So, yeah, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with... Did Persona 3 ever get an animation?
Yes, it did. It got 3 movies.
Uh,
And they're really good, actually.
let's just go with the unaffiliated Persona anime. If that's what you want to call it.
sure. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And whenever we get an anime with L, that'll finally mean we've had at least one from everyone on the list now.
Oh.
So,
Maybe I can cheat next week.
No.
I'll forget.